Welcome, beautiful Aries, to May 2022. This is Lotus Star Psychic Readings. First, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I really appreciate it. So, this is May. This is Taurus season. We had April 30th, a solar eclipse, and it is definitely eclipse season because mid-month, May 15th, 16th, depending where you are, we have a total lunar eclipse in Scorpio. So this is major, major. More truths are coming out. My advice has been to really use your intuition about all the information. There's a lot of misinformation coming out for shock purposes, I feel. But there's a lot of truths coming out too, which is fabulous. The truth is finally coming out. In dribs and drabs, it's coming out. I did predict the 15th and the 30th of April for major events coming out. And yes, there's been a lot of shocking news coming out all over the world and the media. So anyway, I won't go into that, but just use your discernment and intuition. And again, I always say this, turn off the news because, I look at the headlines, but I don't watch the regular news because it's, bad news sells, as we know. And it's just, much, much better to find alternate news sources to get accurate information. Okay, so I'm going on to the reading. All right. What I forgot, also important, May 10th all the way to June 3rd, it's Mercury retrograde in Gemini. So this is really about communication snafus, possibly. Don't panic because it's a very good time to finish projects, declutter, redecorate, everything that starts with renew, redecorate, review. So watch about contracts and emails, really double check them before you send them or sign them, and it's not a good time to buy anything new, start anything new, or sign contracts unless you really have to. Okay? So I'm using the beautiful animal oracle. They're just gorgeous cards, all right? So I'm going to shuffle the cards. This is a general reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do my beautiful Aries need to know? I really apologize for this. I thought I had done this video, and I had not. This is probably the first time this has ever happened. I think because it was your birthday last month, and for most of you, and so I started with Taurus because I always start with whose birthday it is first, and for some reason I was doing it till midnight, the readings, as I normally do, and I'm so sorry that I missed your readings. So sorry it's late, but it's still on time for me. Okay, my beautiful Aries, what do you need to know for the month of May? I love May. The flowers come out like boom, and it's like 3D because all the flowers are just beautiful and blooming. Okay, after a long winter we've had. Aries, I'm getting the middle of the deck is important. Okay, so what animals are speaking to you? And when I pull the animal cards, remember, study the animal. Where does it live? Its habitat, its diet. All about the animal itself, or mammal, because that will tell you a lot. Okay, spider, a lot of signs have been getting this month. Spider is fabulous. You either love spiders or hate them. People are afraid of them. But they're amazing creatures. If I find them, I save them in the house and put them outside because, I don't want to kill anything except flies. Those I do. But spiders are, if you've watched them build a web, it's just fabulous. It's just very intricate and amazing. So spiders are all about creativity. What do you want to create, Aries? What is it that you want to create or manifest this month? Because this card is coming from your past, so it feels to me like there's a hobby or a career in the past or a relationship in the past that was very important for you. And it's like your passion, your creativity. What did you do in the past? Not necessarily far away past, it could be recent past, but what do you want to create? Because this is weaving your web of creation, for the good of all, of course, okay, and yourself. And, maybe you should go back to whatever it was that gave you joy and accomplishment. Then we have the gecko. I love these little animals. They make a funny noise on the wall, right? They're in the tropics. This is about sensuality. So maybe you've just met someone, or, had another, how can I say, a renewal of passion with your present partner. And sensuality is not just about being with a couple. You can be very sensuous, just your whole being, like doing a beautiful belly dance. That's very sensuous. It just makes you feel better. Balancing your energies, getting exercise, watching a romantic movie, whatever it is, but somehow your sensuality will be important for you this month. Also, eating a beautiful meal instead of just cooking up anything or using fast food and eating on the run. Really taste that food and make it homemade, or go to a fine restaurant and have some really nice food and a glass of wine, or whatever it is that makes you feel good. And I'm not pushing drinking by any means, but it's nice to have a glass of wine with dinner or tea with dinner, whatever it is that you have, okay? But sensuality is, you're working on that. So it feels to me like a lot of you are doing more exercise, and that is stimulating the Kundalini perhaps, but to work on that in a positive sense. And then patience, the praying mantis, another fascinating insect here. They're amazing animals. They can sit still for hours and look just like a leaf, camouflage. So camouflage may also be important for you this month, in not telling all your secrets to everyone, not telling all your plans to everyone, and being still. Being still and going within, we can find answers. I know, Aries, you're almost always about action, action, action. But there are times when we need to be still and have patience, especially with Mercury retrograde around May 10th for the rest of the month. It could be a time to go within and decide what your next plans are, and not necessarily put them into action yet, but plan those steps that you'd like to take, because that's really important in planning. Planning is just as important as taking those action steps for manifestation. And so patience, there will be something that could test your patience this month. Maybe you're waiting for a contract, maybe you're waiting on someone to commit to you romantically, but whatever it is, it's a learning sensation, okay? You need to learn to be patient. Oh, I know it's difficult, but... So I'm going to ask 3 cards also from the Romance Angels. What do my beautiful Aries need to know for romance this month? Oh, this is really pulling at me, so let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. Romance for Aries. Okay. So this one says, the past, here we are, I was talking about the past myself. Through the power of love, you release any stagnant situations of energy in order to transform your heart space. That's what I was feeling. I was feeling that you and a loved one, it feels to me like a marriage or a steady relationship. It feels like you're working together. You could even be seeing a counselor, but you've really been trying hard because you've had some ups and downs in your relationship, but you both agree that you value each other, you love each other, and good for you. You want to keep this relationship going. So it feels like you've released both of your excess baggage, because it feels like both of you have sort of excess baggage from the past, from other relationships, perhaps past trauma from family or whatever. But good for you for working on it. That's fabulous. Because part of that is respecting everyone's unique perspective. Because everyone comes from different backgrounds and different learning curves, and respecting each other's motivations, respecting each other's values is, I think, respect is the most important in any kind of relationship, especially a love relationship. If you don't have respect for the other person, they feel it and they know it. And if you don't have respect for yourself, the same thing. How can you possibly have a healthy relationship without respect for the other person or yourself? Really, really important. Okay. And then releasing, you have the ability to give over unwanted energies to the loving forces of the universe. It feels like you could have an ex that's been abusive, that's trying to get back with you. So release that, block them, cut them off if you have to. But that's really important because you can pull in other people's negative energy unknowingly if you don't protect yourself. So this is releasing habits, perhaps, of addiction or habits of picking the wrong person. So releasing that. It may be your partner is working on that too. So good for you. And for single Aries, there is a definite possibility someone from your past could return. If it feels good, great. If it doesn't feel good, let it go. All right? Or meeting a new person. All right. I'm also checking with the beautiful Answer is Simple cards. These are really simple cards, but they're pretty fabulous affirmations. They're all very, very positive. So, what does Aries need to know for the month of May? And if you'd like a personal reading or energy healing, please let me know. I would love to help you with that. I do mediumship also. Okay, Aries. What does Aries need to know? Both of these are pulling at me, so which one is it? I'm going to go with this one. It's pulling at me more. Start anew. What a beautiful card. That is, to me, this perfect springtime card. Butterflies are about transformation, metamorphosis, and guess what? Yellow is your intellect. So it feels like you're starting a new business, starting a new relationship, or if you're in a current relationship, I do see a lot of you already in a good relationship, and you are turning over a new leaf. As I said, you've done your work, or counseling or soul searching, and you're starting anew. It could be you're moving house, but you're definitely starting something new. It could be a new way of looking at things, a new perspective, more positivity in your life, more exercise in your life, whatever it is. Starting anew is fabulous. Okay, so good luck with that, and you have a beautiful month of May. You take care. Ciao.